Hello and welcome to another edition of 5 at 5 simple things। और मैं ये हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में करना चाहता हूँ। दो सिंपल चीजें इस पे मैं बात करूंगा और देन बाकी स्पोर्ट्स भी आज बात करेंगे, क्योंकि कल अगर हम सोचे तो पीवी सिंधु का वो जो फाइनल था मलेशिया ओपन में, उसके बारे में भी जिक्र करेंगे। बट क्रिकेट का जो दो सवाल आज ले रहा हूँ, कोलकाता का जर्नी, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, द अमेजिंग रन दैट दे हैड, एंड सेकेंडली more importantly now in terms of a news point, गौतम गंभीर को ये जॉब लेना चाहिए कि नहीं, नेशनल कोच बनना चाहिए कि नहीं, will they take this job, will Gautam Gambhir opt to sort of throw his hat in the ring for the Indian cricket team? Gautam Gambhir, it would be interested to see who will be the batting, bowling and fielding coach. Sachin Chaudhary, absolutely who will be the batting, bowling and fielding coach will be interesting। बट पहला तो ये बात है कि गौतम गंभीर को ये लेना चाहिए कि नहीं। और मैं आपको दो चीजें बता देता हूँ। मैं अभी भरत अरुण से बात कर रहा था और भरत अरुण के साथ ये इंटरव्यू आप कल रेव स्पोर्ट्स के सारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स में देख पाएंगे, जो केकेआर का बॉलिंग कोच है। और उन्होंने गौतम गंभीर का इम्पैक्ट के बारे में जिक्र किया कि जो ये सुनील नारायण वाला कॉल है, द एग्जैक्ट वर्ड्स दैट भरत अरुण यूज्ड, कि गौतम गंभीर ने इंसिस्ट किया था, वो शब्द उन्होंने यूज किया कि गौतम गंभीर ने इंसिस्ट किया था कि सुनील नारायण को ऊपर बैटिंग करना चाहिए, ओपन करना चाहिए, और ये कॉल कंप्लीटली गौतम गंभीर का कॉल था। ये भरत अरुण ने बहुत क्लियर कर ये हमें कह दिया है, और कल ये इंटरव्यू आप लोग देख पाएंगे रेव स्पोर्ट्स के प्लेटफॉर्म में। भरत अरुण ने क्लियरली कहा। उसके बाद मैंने उनसे कहा कि गौतम गंभीर का इम्पैक्ट के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए मुझे। और वेरी इंटरेस्टिंगली, क्योंकि भरत अरुण बहुत साल से इंडिया कोचिंग बॉलिंग कोच रहे हैं, इस साल गौतम गंभीर के साथ उन्होंने काम किया है फॉर द कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, और उनका जो स्टेटमेंट था कि गौतम गंभीर इज अ प्लेयर्स मैन, एंड ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग स्टेटमेंट था मेरे लिए कि गौतम गंभीर इज एन आउट एंड आउट प्लेयर्स मैन। आउट एंड आउट प्लेयर्स मैन का मतलब आप लोग समझ सकते हैं। और मैंने उनसे पूछा कि एग्जैक्टली वो क्या कहना चाहते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि गौतम गंभीर के पास कभी भी कोई भी प्लेयर जाकर बात कर सकता है। आउट एंड आउट प्लेयर्स मैन, वो प्लेयर्स के लिए है और प्लेयर्स के लिए हर समय खड़े हो जाते हैं और प्लेयर्स को प्रोटेक्ट करना भी जानते हैं। तो ये कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के लिए मानकर चलिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट था इस सीजन। सो गौतम गंभीर का इंपैक्ट लेके भरत अरुण का ये मानना था कि वो आउट एंड आउट एक प्लेयर्स मैन है। और इनेविटेबली मैंने उनसे पूछा कि अगर गौतम गंभीर इंडिया ड्यूटी लेते हैं या इंडिया ड्यूटी करते हैं तो कैसे, आपको क्या लगता है कैसे होगा, क्योंकि वो कोच अगर बन जाते हैं तो कोच कैसा कोच बन सकते हैं। तो भरत ने कहा कि देखिए उनका तो क्रेडेंशियल्स है ही, अगर ये काम वो लेते हैं, ये तो ऑब्वियसली वो सही कह रहे हैं कि ये तो उनका कॉल है, ये डिसीजन उनका है कि वो ये काम करना चाहेंगे या नहीं, उनका हैट थ्रो इन द रिंग थ्रो करेंगे या नहीं। बट अगर वो ये जॉब लेते हैं तो उनका जो क्रेडेंशियल है गौतम गंभीर का, ये तो एकदम मानना पड़ेगा कि ये इंडिया कोचिंग, उनको क्रेडेंशियल्स अगर हम देखें, क्रेडिबिलिटी अगर हम देखें, पोटेंशियल अगर हम देखें, तो गौतम गंभीर का ये क्रेडेंशियल, पोटेंशियल और क्रेडिबिलिटी तीनों चीजें हैं। सो ये एकदम क्लियर। कल ये भारत अरुण वाला इंटरव्यू जरूर देखिएगा ऑन रेव स्पोर्ट्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स। उन्होंने श्रेयस अय्यर के बारे में इन डिटेल बात किया है कि इतना कंट्रोवर्सी के बाद श्रेयस अय्यर का, मिचेल स्टार्क के बारे में बात किया है कि जब मिचेल स्टार्क के लिए द चिप्स वर डाउन तो क्या बात होता था केकेआर ड्रेसिंग रूम में, कैसे उनसे बात किया जाता था। वैभव अरोड़ा और हर्षित राणा के बारे में बात किया है, वो वैभव अरोड़ा वाला डिलीवरी जो ट्रेविस हेड का विकेट लिया गया। और भरत अरुण पूरा सीजन उनके साथ काम किया है। मैंने पूछा था क्या इनको, आपको लगता है कि भारत के लिए खेलने का पोटेंशियल इनमें है, तो उनके बारे में, उसके बारे में भी भरत अरुण ने जिक्र किया है। एब्सोल्युटली उन्होंने शाहरुख खान के बारे में बात किया कि शाहरुख खान इस टीम के साथ जुड़ जाने से क्या होता है, इंस्पायर कैसे करते हैं, बार बार शाहरुख खान का आना कितना इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के लिए। और पूरा सीजन के बारे में तो देखिए बात 100% हुआ है। ये डिटेल्ड इंटरव्यू है, काफी लंबा इंटरव्यू है, सो जरूर देखिएगा कल भरत अरुण का ये इंटरव्यू ऑन ऑल द रेव स्पोर्ट्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स। कमिंग बैक टू द फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चन, एक सवाल ले लेता हूँ दोबारा गौतम गंभीर के बारे में भी में ही सवाल है कि डू यू थिंक गौतम गंभीर विल मेक अ गुड कोच फॉर द कोलकाता, फॉर द इंडियन टीम। देखिए मुझे ये मानना है कि गौतम गंभीर विल मेक अ वेरी गुड कोच फॉर द इंडियन टीम। और इसके बारे में मुझे, मेरा जो मानना है बहुत ही सिंपल सा सवाल है। हमारे टीम का प्रॉब्लम क्या है, हमारा टीम का प्रॉब्लम हम लोग जानते हैं, हमारा टीम का जो प्रॉब्लम है ये हम लोग जानते हैं क्या है। सोचा करिए आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट में ना जब क्रंच मोमेंट आता है, क्रिटिकल मोमेंट आता है, तभी हम लोग जाके थोड़ा सा इसमें लड़खड़ा जाते हैं कि फॉर दीज क्रंच मैचेस, फॉर द नॉकआउट मैचेस, हम लोग इसमें प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है हमारे में कि हम लोग वो मैच ठीक से नहीं खेल सकते हैं. Amartya Chakrabarti, Bharat Arun is the only bowling coach I admire the most. Amartya, you're right. I mean, he's got a tremendous contribution for the Indian team also. So there is needless to say that his contribution is telling. Do listen to the interview tomorrow, Amartya, on all the RevSportz platforms and my own pages, because it's a very good interview. It's an in-depth, detailed interview that one did with Bharat Arun. Coming back to the Gautam Gambhir factor. Virat is comfortable with Gigi. Good question, Dhruv. I will tackle this question. It is not even relevant if Virat is comfortable or not. It is relevant whether India needs a particular coach or not, because Virat is a legend. Virat will be mature and ready for anybody. So will Gautam. Whatever, I mean, once you must think of Steve Waugh and Shane Warne. Steve Waugh, Shane Warne, dono, they were never friends. But for the sake of a larger cause, and this larger cause in this case was Australian cricket. In this case, the larger cause is Indian cricket. And by the way, Virat is just a player. Virat is a senior player. The captain and the coach tuning is far more important than just a player, and the player should not have any say. In this case, I am sure Virat, because he is Virat, could have a say or will be consulted. But knowing Virat, who is a thorough professional, I don't see Virat having any problem with anybody, not simply Gigi. And Gigi and Virat are two very mature individuals. Whether or not Gautam Gambhir is good for Indian cricket is the question. Whether or not Virat is comfortable or Rohit is comfortable or Jasprit is comfortable with a certain coach is not even relevant as far as I'm concerned. So the larger point, the macro point is, can Gautam Gambhir make a difference to the Indian team? And that's the point I want to address in some detail here. देखिए, मुझे ये लगता है कि जब हम लोग आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट के बारे में बात करते हैं ना, तो आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट में हम लोग नॉकआउट स्टेज तक तो बहुत ही अच्छा खेल लेते हैं. अगर हम 2023 देखें, डब्ल्यूटीसी फाइनल 2 बार हम लोगों ने खेला है. अगर हम 2022 का भी वर्ल्ड कप देखें, हम सेमीफाइनल पहुंच गए, बट उसके बाद सेमीफाइनल में जाके इंग्लैंड के साथ 10 विकेट से हार जाना. 2 डब्ल्यूटीसी फाइनल में हम लोगों ने कम्पीट ही नहीं किया है. अगर हम 2023 देखें, 10 मैच जीतने के बाद वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ अहमदाबाद में हार जाना. सडनली जब नॉकआउट मैच आता है, सेमीफाइनल आता है, फाइनल आता है, इंडियन टीम को कुछ हो जाता है. हम लोग टिबिड क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, हम लोग डरा हुआ क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, हम लोग एज इफ हमारा पोटेंशियल जस्टिफाई नहीं करते हैं. और यहाँ पे ना गौतम गंभीर का एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान हो सकता है, क्योंकि गौतम गंभीर का करियर अगर हम देख लें, 2 वर्ल्ड कप, उनका पहला 50 ओवर वर्ल्ड कप था 2011, और वो जाकर वर्ल्ड कप जीत गए. फाइनल में सचिन तेंदुलकर, वीरेंद्र सहवाग आउट हो जाने के बाद उनका वो जो 97 अगेंस्ट श्रीलंका था, फैंटास्टिक इनिंग्स. अभी भी शायद हम लोग उस इनिंग्स को उतना क्रेडिट नहीं देते हैं जितना महेंद्र सिंह धोनी का इनिंग्स को दिया जाता है, बट गौतम गंभीर इनिंग्स वाज एज वैल्यूएबल as any, right? So this was huge in the context of India. So Gautam Gambhir's contribution under pressure is something that I want you to keep in mind, and that's what India needs. अगर हम सोचें कि इंडियन क्रिकेट को आज किस चीज का सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है, दैट इज दिस एबिलिटी अंडर प्रेशर टू गो एंड डिलीवर, जो मुझे तो लगता है कि गौतम गंभीर में है. हमने 2011 वर्ल्ड कप में देखा है, 2007 वर्ल्ड कप में पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ T20 वर्ल्ड कप में भी देखा है कि गौतम गंभीर अंडर प्रेशर जाकर 75 रन, हाई स्कोरर, दोनों वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल में हाई स्कोरर. फैबुलस, एब्सोल्युटली फैबुलस. और ये कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स वाला कैंपेन देख लीजिए. पिछले 2 साल में लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स के साथ भी गौतम गंभीर का कैंपेन अगर आप देख लें, तो दोनों साल लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स को उन्होंने प्लेऑफ तक लेकर गए. सो इससे एक चीज तो मानना पड़ेगा कि गौतम गंभीर में ये तो क्रेडिबिलिटी और ये जो एक हसीयत है, ये तो है ही, एबिलिटी तो है, और क्रिकेटिंग डेप्थ 100% है. मैन मैनेजर जो भारत अरुण कह रहे थे वो फैबुलस अच्छा है. कोई भी प्लेयर के पीछे जाकर खड़े हो जाएंगे. नवीन उल हक विराट कोहली लड़ाई में उन्होंने नवीन उल हक के फेवर में गौतम गंभीर खड़े हो गए, क्योंकि वो नवीन उल हक उनका प्लेयर था. सो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज. आई मीन ही विल गो एंड स्टैंड फॉर हिज ओन प्लेयर, वेदर इट इज विराट, रोहित, anybody at the other end. So clearly he is not daunted by anybody. Now that is something I think can be very important. At the end of the year, India has to go, will Gautam Gambhir bring discipline to the team? Absolutely, because Gautam Gambhir is a straight talker, Dhruv Mitra. You see what you get. With Gautam, you see what you get. I mean, on your face, he will come and tell you this is good and this is bad. You might disagree with him. I have disagreed with Gautam many times, but there is always that scope of respectable disagreement and agreement. But Gautam, if he believes in something, he will hold on to that. And please think, at the end of the year, India is actually going to Australia for a 5 test series. Now, it will be a very, very important series for India. If we are able to do well, this is the third time that we have an opportunity of winning a series in Australia. हमने 2018 में सीरीज जीता है विराट के अंडर, रवि और विराट के अंदर. 2021 में हम लोगों ने सीरीज जीता अजिंक्य और रवि के अंदर. भरत अरुण दोनों बार हमारे बॉलिंग कोच थे. और इस साल अगर हम लोग ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके ऑस्ट्रेलिया से जीतते हैं, जो वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियन है, अभी तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया वर्ल्ड नंबर 1 टीम भी है, बेस्ट टीम है, अपने देश में ऑलमोस्ट इनविंसिबल लग रहे हैं. अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराना है तो हम लोगों को ना फियरलेस क्रिकेट खेलना पड़ेगा. और इसके लिए मुझे लगता है कि गौतम गंभीर कैन बी अ वेरी वेरी स्टेबल इन्फ्लुएंस. रोहित शर्मा अगर कैप्टन रहे तो ये भी बात हमें कहना चाहिए कि रोहित शर्मा और गौतम गंभीर में एक म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट बहुत है. Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir have tremendous affection, respect, admiration for each other, which I think can serve Indian cricket very, very well going forward. That is at the core. If you think about coach and captain, the only reason Anil Kumble and Virat Kohli fell apart, I mean, both are individually greats, right? Virat Kohli is perhaps the greatest white ball batsman and one of the greatest red ball batsmen that we have seen. Anil Kumble, on the other hand, is India's greatest match winner, and nobody will doubt his credentials as a coach. But because of the presence of two alpha males in the dressing room, Virat Kohli on the one hand and Anil Kumble on the other, the two did not even see eye to eye after a point, and one had to leave. So Anil had to leave after a point because obviously in cricket it is not like football where the manager stays on. In cricket it is the captain who will call the shots, and the captain stayed on. So the captain coach comfort level, if I have to sort of call it that, the captain coach comfort level is of paramount importance. Gautam Gambhir has an aggressive mindset with new players will get a chance, or Rohit Sharma will continue as captain, will accept aggressive mindset. Cricket talks with Anupam. Absolutely, the aggressive mindset is what Indian cricket wants. And Dhruv Mitra, loving the show of RevSportz, soon, what is this? To 100K during WC for sure. Great Boria da onek bhalo lagche. Thank you, Dhruv. দেখুন 100K, 200K, 500K is not the point. The point is quality. The point is quality. We created RevSportz. Think about it. In today's, and Dhruv, let me make this point once and for all. We will have the Olympics and the Paralympics in July and August. Now, in Paralympics, both you and I know that the coverage of Paralympics in India will not give me 100K, right? It will not give me 100K. But you tell me, hand on heart, is the Paralympics more important than a bilateral cricket series, or independently for that matter, is the Paralympics important for you? Is the Olympic Games important for you? Tell me, in the Indian sporting pantheon this year, is the Olympic Games, Dhruv, can you please answer this for me? Is the Olympics and Paralympics important? How many media houses other than RevSportz will send more than one person? Some will not even send anybody. And I want to actually see how many media houses in India send their correspondents for the Paralympic Games. That is where the difference is, Dhruv. The difference is in commitment. Why are we here? We are here to do stuff for sport. In the Paralympics, there will be 5 of us in Paris. Why? There will be table tennis, there will be athletics, there will be other events, there will be all the disciplines. Like in the Olympics, there will be 6, 7 of us in Paris, including people who are joining us in France. What does this mean? Because in the Olympic Games, there will be Indian events in shooting, in badminton, in boxing, in wrestling, in athletics, in table tennis, and all. So, host broadcaster also oftentimes has representatives in one. But every athlete needs to be, it's the Olympic Games, for God's sake. If we can celebrate a World Cup big, why not celebrate an Olympic Games? And why not celebrate a Paralympic Games? If India has to become a multi-sporting country, Dhruv, the point is to celebrate sport in totality. That is where you can absolutely make a difference to sport, right? You can make a difference to sport. And let me just also kind of take a question. The whole point is Olympics and Paralympics. you can make a difference to sport. And my entire point is this, that when you cover Olympics is more important. Only few channels have covered. If anyone don't cover Olympics, they're not proper media for me. So you answered my question, Dhruv. You've answered my question, and this is music to my ears. So when you talk about RevSportz, when you talk about our coverage of the Olympics and the Paralympics, that is where we stand apart. That is where, we are kind of different. That is why you must watch us. That is where we can be very, very different. So the point you have to understand, is pretty simple. When it is not about numbers, you call yourself a sports media platform, but the only thing I get is 5 people, 6 people sitting and giving gyan on cricket. You don't even send your correspondents to cricket tours, leave alone to Olympics and Paralympics. So as far as we are concerned, 3 people will go to the, so because you asked, 3 people will go to the Cricket World Cup in the US. Devashish Sen, Ishan Shahane, they are all traveling on the 1st of June. There will be multiple people, 5, 6 people at the Olympics, 5, 6 people at the Paralympics. Come the Women's World Cup in Bangladesh, there will be 3, 4 people at the Women's World Cup in Bangladesh. As far as the Sunil Chetri farewell match, the India-Kuwait football match goes through, there will be 7, 8 of us covering that game. It will be from tomorrow, day after. You will see, we will move our focus to football. Just like we celebrated IPL, we will do football with equal gusto. Because frankly, the IPL is a domestic cricket tournament, and this match will perhaps define the future of Indian football going forward. So for me, it is perhaps more important than a domestic tournament. Because yes, IPL has glitz, glamour, money, everything. It's like a national festival of sorts. But when it comes to importance and what impact it could have, an Olympic Games, a World Cup, a match like this where India will qualify for the third round of the FIFA World Cup has more importance and deserves to be covered like that. So you will get interviews with Igor Stimac, Sunil Chetri, Sandesh Jigan, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, all of them you will get as part of the RevSportz coverage. Coming back to what I was talking about with Gautam Gambhir. Yes, Shopnil, you can give me the question. দেখা হবে in Paris, Shayon. Absolutely, দেখা হবে in Paris, Shayon. We will reach on the 23rd of July. Our team will reach on the 23rd of July, and we are there till 12th of August. And thereafter, we will again go on the 23rd of August. 2 of our colleagues will stay on for the entire duration, and we will again go. The rest of us will go on the 23rd of August, and we are there till the 10th of September, even doing a conference at the Neoma Business School. So that's the Olympics plan. If BCCI will not give full confirmation, BCCI has plan B. Cricket talks with Anupam. Anupam, it is not about BCCI giving confirmation. It is about, at this point, Gautam Gambhir has to apply for the job. And if he does, if he does apply for the job, then we will see what happens. There is another question. If he does apply for the job, we will see what happens. And BCCI, look, ultimately it's the India coaching job, which is one of the most important assignments that you can possibly see. One of the most important assignments in world cricket. So according to me, I'm sure the BCCI has multiple plans in place, but even from the perspective of Gautam, it is a massive opportunity. So it's not as if for Gautam also, it's not a less thing. It is a massive thing. India coach right up to the 2027 World Cup. From the standpoint of Gautam Gambhir also, it is a very, very important job. An India coaching job where India has not won an ICC trophy. Yes, hopefully Rahul Dravid will finish off with a winner. But hand on heart, how many of us think that this Indian team currently in the US can actually or is going into the World Cup as favorites? I don't think so. So I think the next 3 years will be critical. World Test Championship, Champions Trophy, T20 World Cup in 26, the 50-over World Cup in 27. All of these tournaments are fascinatingly important tournaments, very, very important tournaments for Indian cricket. And there, the coach who will get a long term, he will have to fashion his vision. Why also I think Gautam Gambhir is important? Because according to me, a Rohit Sharma will possibly play for 2 more years, a Virat Kohli maybe for 2-3 more years. So there will have to be a transition. 11-12, when Rahul Dravid left, VVS Lakshman left, before that Saurav Ganguly left, 2013-14, Sachin Tendulkar left. So there was a period when there was a flux in Indian cricket where all of these stalwarts were gradually giving way. So there will come a time when the Rohit Sharmas, Virat Kohlis, the core that has sustained Indian cricket for a while, these two legends will have to give way. We have already seen Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara, they have now given way. So this new crop, someone who will preside over this new crop will have to have a lot of strength. And that is where Gautam Gambhir, according to me, becomes important. Coming to the Kolkata Knight Riders campaign, I think again Gautam Gambhir's role in that campaign has been tremendous. Fatigue can be a factor, of course, yes, Mayuk Ghosh. Of course, yes, and this is what I've been saying for the longest time, that whenever India plays a WTC final within 1 week of the IPL, India will forever go in with a disadvantage. Because however good a player you are, you have played 2 months in conditions which are profoundly different. You are knackered, you're tired, you're exhausted having played T20. So and then now this time round you're actually going into the US, two different time zones. I mean 9.5 hour difference with New York, and then the Caribbean, which is again a 9.5, 10 hour difference in terms of time zone. So you are not superhuman, you're not robotic. So there will be adjustment issues, there will be jet lag, there will be all of these issues that you have to come to terms with. So make no mistake, fatigue will be a factor. Having said that, now you might call it fate that no Indian player actually played the IPL final. So when the team left day before yesterday, they will actually get that little bit extra time ahead of the first June World Cup qualify the warm up match against Bangladesh to acclimatize. Yes, Virat has not traveled. Yes, Rinku has not traveled, and a couple of other players have not traveled yet. So one needs to wait and see if they travel and when they travel and whether they play the warm up match. But as far as the rest of the squad is concerned, because they traveled, they were not part of the IPL final, they will get an additional couple of days to acclimatize. But is this perfect preparation? For no team. I mean, this is the rigor of international sport at this point in time, because within a week of an IPL ending, you're actually getting into World Cup groove. 26th May, the IPL ended. The first warm-up match is 1st of June, and the first match is on the 5th of June. Then India, Pakistan on the 9th of June. So that is back to back. Take care, Kolkata. I was actually asking about the Kolkata campaign. And I asked Bharat Arun, why are you not coming to Kolkata? And he said, look, all of these international players who are doing international duty, somebody like a Mitchell Stark, they've already gone home because they will now have to go and join the Australian team. Travis Head from Sunrisers Hyderabad, for example, Mitchell Stark from Kolkata. These international players will have to go and join national duty. Rahmanullah Gurbaz as well. So this is how international sport is shaped at the moment. My last few points about KKR. One, I think KKR was consistent in having a team which they believed in. Tell about your conversation with Gautam Gambhir about congratulating for the new job. No, I didn't congratulate him for the new job. I congratulated him for the win. And I think, and I'm making it very clear that he will make a very good head coach. I tried through my sources to figure out, has he said no, said yes, said what, and at no point in time have I heard that Gautam Gambhir has said no. And I'm putting it on record. I've heard a Ricky Ponting, I've heard a Justin Langer, I've heard an Andy Flower. I have not heard a Gautam Gambhir say no. And rather, I do think that Gautam Gambhir will make it. And from knowing Gautam, it may have come out in the press, may have come out to somebody if he was saying no for the job. So my point is very clear. So when I congratulated him, he may have said that. He never said that he is not interested in the India job or is not applying. He did not rule it out. At no point has he ruled it out. Do you think India should have different coaches? And no, I don't. I don't, because ultimately there are some players who will there be an overlap. There has to be a clear mindset, and one coach, somebody like a Gautam Gambhir, who will bring one kind of mindset, and the mindset of fight, the mindset of aggression, the mindset of challenging any opponent, whoever that opponent may be. So that is what we saw with KKR. KKR, take a Vaibhav Arora, the way he got Travis Head out, and something I spoke to Bharat Arun at length. That is about confidence. They had clearly worked out their strategy against a Travis Head and an Abhishek Sharma and implemented that strategy to the T. That's the kind of journey, and I think this was one of the most dominant campaigns. Take that 260 chase, Johnny Bairstow and others, and take the 224 chase, Joss Butler playing that extraordinary innings. KKR has not lost anything. Even in these two games, they would have won. I mean, in normal circumstances, had two freakish innings not been played, Kolkata Knight Riders could have won. So this was an extraordinary campaign. This was an incredible campaign, and That is something that one has to keep in mind. It was outstanding, it was extraordinary, it was superb, it was stellar. And the entire think tank, the number of times Shah Rukh Khan came to watch games this year, despite being unwell, he came to the ground. The way he inspired the team, the way he encouraged the team, even during the match against the Delhi Capitals, he was there for the practice session the previous night at the Eden Gardens. That is what, according to me, made a fantastic impact on the KKR campaign. So overall, one of the most dominating IPL campaigns that I have seen. And next year, obviously, Kolkata Knight Riders will have the advantage of playing at home, and the finals will also be the first game and the finals will also be at the Eden Gardens. Coming to PV Sindhu's campaign yesterday, look, I watched the match completely against Wang, and Sindhu in the first game was excellent, the 21-16 first game. Second game, clearly the other side of the court, both players were struggling, and Sindhu lost it. But in the third game, she was up 11-3 in the decider. When Sindhu was up 11-3 in the decider, and then when they changed sides in the decider, again taking advantage of that particular side of the court, Wang went on to win 21-16. But till the very last point, Sindhu was moving well. At no point in time did Sindhu give up. Sindhu was playing an aggressive game. Her smashes were being played. Yes, between 14-15, from 14-15 in the decider to 15-20, she conceded a number of unforced errors. She was trying to play quick points, and she conceded a couple of shots hit the net, one went out the channel. So she conceded a few points there. But if you see the way Sindhu is shaping up, the semi-final against the Thai girl, the quarterfinal against the world number 7, or rather world number 6, the final against the world number 7, where she competed till the very last point. This is what Prakash Padukone had actually told me. इन सिंधुस गेम शी वाज प्योर अनलकी, पूरा ड्रिफ्ट फेवर किया जी। वो देखिए, अनलकी हम कैसे कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि पहला गेम सिंधु को फेवर किया, सेकंड गेम वैंग को फेवर किया, थर्ड गेम में तो डिसाइडर में सिंधु 11-3 आगे चल रहे थे। आप और मैं दोनों ने मैच देखा है। 11-3 से उनको क्लियर कर देना चाहिए था या क्लोज आउट करना चाहिए था। हाँ, ड्रिफ्ट उनके खिलाफ गया, बट देखो, अगर आप ओलंपिक स्टेज में खेलोगे तो ये ड्रिफ्ट वगैरह को तो आप ब्लेम नहीं कर पाओगे। सारे कंडीशंस के लिए आपको तैयार रहना पड़ेगा। मुझे लगता है कि सिंधु का गेम से ज्यादा पॉजिटिव्स निकल कर आए हैं। उनका मूवमेंट जो था, मैं बहुत क्लोजली ऑब्जर्व कर रहा था। शी वाज मच फास्टर देन 3 months बैक। She was retrieving every shuttle. She was getting into long rallies. There was the 55 rally, 55 shot rally. There was a 56 shot rally. So overall, exactly what Prakash Padukone was telling us, that Sindhu will be in shape come the Olympics, is exactly what is happening. And someone who has won 2 medals, Sindhu is a big stage player, whether it is the World Championship or whether it is the Olympic Games. She knows the importance of the stage, and at that point in time you will see Sindhu raise her game. From having seen her very closely in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, I think Sindhu is well on track to mount a pretty strong challenge. My final point on today's show, like I said, it is very important to tell you that every sports event, happy birthday Ravi Shastri. Any comments? Of course, Dhruv, Ravi Shastri, happy birthday, Ravi. We only sort of criticize Ravi. We have fun. We say a lot of things about his flamboyance, but give it to the man. I mean, give it to the man, because under Ravi, India won those 2 series overseas against Australia, twice in 2018 and twice in 2021. And that team was competitive. That team fought. Those 2 series wins, that Gabba win, that Melbourne win, when all of those players went out, Virat came back. Absolutely fabulous. And that's where, I mean, Ravi Shastri is that. Let me tell you that story, that after that Adelaide defeat, Ravi Shastri had called the players to his room, and including Virat, when he was coming back for the birth of his child, and he said, wear this 36 like a badge of honor. It will forever remind you what had happened, and if you can turn this around, this can become a badge of honor and not a badge of disgrace. And the Indian team was able to turn it around. So certainly a top-notch commentator, and he was a very good coach for India. So credit there, and no debate that those 2 series, India versus Australia, was quite fantastic. So credit there to Ravi Shastri. To close out, like I said, from day after, we will shift our focus also to 2 things: the Football World Cup. We will continuously monitor the boxing qualifiers. Nishant Dev won yesterday. Today at about 12 o'clock, there's another fight at 11:45 at night. But today's fight, was a very, very good fight. and Boro went into the round of 16. Clear winner, and so far 5-on-5 for India in these boxing qualifiers in Bangkok. So that's where you have to keep an eye for the Olympic Games. Multiple different events going on. You have seen the shooting trials happen. You have seen the boxing qualifiers going on. Yesterday, Harmanpreet Singh scored a hat trick in that match against Argentina, and Harmanpreet is brilliant. I mean, once the captain puts, by the way, Argentina is in our group. Argentina is in our group in the Olympic Games. So if you win against them in the Pro League, you will get that kind of extra confidence. India wasn't good enough against Belgium when we lost 1-4, but to come back and beat Argentina 5-4 was certainly a sign of resurgence. And I have tremendous faith in Craig Fulton and this particular team, whether it is Harmanpreet, whether it is Srijesh Manpreet, and some of the Hardik and some of the other players. So that's what we have with you at 5-at-5. I will try and do 5-at-5 tomorrow also. I will definitely try and do 5-at-5 tomorrow, and we will take other questions. And let me tell you this, the football build-up, to, we will launch a new show. We will launch a new show with Gargi Raut called Grounded, where Gargi meets athletes and talks about mental health and top-notch athletes, whether it is a Jonty Rhodes, whether it is a Mone Mokel, whether it is a Mirabai Chanu, whether it is an Anju George. It is a fabulous show where Gargi delves deep into the athlete's mind and how important these subjects are of mental health. So that show will be launched on RevSportz platforms. Plus, we will have a lot of football content, including we are trying to get you the top-notch exclusive with Sunil Chhetri 1 week after his retirement, 2 weeks after his retirement. What does this particular match mean to India's greatest football captain? Because Sunil Chhetri will be playing last time with that India armband, and all of us will be there to celebrate him. So plenty of content coming your way. Subscribe to RevSportz English, RevSportz Bangla, and RevSportz Hindi. We now have all of the languages. Subscribe to the platforms, ring the notification bell, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our multiple platforms, because I again say that for multi-sport coverage, for Olympics, Paralympics, for football, for cricket, for every kind of coverage, we will make sure that you get the best coverage for you and take every possible question that comes our way. For the moment, thank you very much for watching, with the promise that we will come back with plenty more. Keep following our platforms. Thank you very much for watching.